In the heart of ancient Israel, during a time of oppression under Philistine rule, a glimmer of hope emerged. The Israelites, God's chosen people, were yearning for deliverance. They cried out to the Lord for a savior. God heard their pleas. He sent an angel to an Israelite couple, Manoah and his wife, who were unable to have children. The angel appeared to Manoah's wife with an astonishing prophecy. She would give birth to a son. This son would be unlike any other. He would be set apart for God from birth. He was to be a Nazirite. This meant he would be dedicated to God's service. He would abstain from certain things. These included cutting his hair, drinking wine, and touching anything dead. The angel emphasized the divine purpose of this child. He would be the one to begin the deliverance of Israel from the Philistines. The news filled Manoah and his wife with awe and trepidation. The burden of raising such a child, chosen by God for a special purpose, was both exhilarating and daunting. Yet they clung to the promise of the angel and placed their trust in the Almighty. The Nazirite vow was a sacred commitment in ancient Israel. It was a symbol of total dedication to God. It came with strict rules and prohibitions. Samson's parents were instructed to raise him according to these rules. This was to ensure he remained pure and set apart for his God-given mission. The most recognizable aspect of the Nazirite vow was the prohibition against cutting one's hair. Samson's hair was an outward sign of his consecration to God. It was a symbol of his strength and his special status. The other rules, such as abstaining from alcohol and unclean things, were meant to cultivate spiritual discipline and purity. Samson grew up aware of his unique calling. He knew he was destined to be a deliverer. He possessed incredible physical strength. This was a gift from God. However, Samson also displayed a weakness for Philistine women. This weakness would ultimately lead to his downfall. As Samson grew, so did his extraordinary strength. It became evident that this was no ordinary human might. Stories of his feats spread throughout Israel. They instilled fear in the hearts of the Philistines. On one occasion, Samson encountered a young lion. It roared ferociously at him. Without hesitation, Samson ripped the lion apart with his bare hands. Another time, Samson single-handedly attacked a Philistine garrison. He killed 1,000 Philistine soldiers. He used only the jawbone of a donkey as a weapon. These incredible displays of strength were not mere acts of brute force. They were divinely empowered victories. They served as reminders of God's power. They showed God's willingness to deliver his people. Section 4. The allure of forbidden love. Samson's weakness for Philistine women. Despite his divine calling and incredible strength, Samson was a man of deep flaws. He was driven by impulsive desires. He had a fatal weakness for Philistine women. These women were forbidden to him by his Nazirite vow. This weakness would lead him down a dangerous path. It set in motion a chain of events that would bring about his downfall. His attraction to these women was not simply a matter of physical attraction. It was a symptom of a deeper struggle within him. He was torn between his loyalty to God and his desire for the things of the world. This internal conflict would be his undoing. It would ultimately give his enemies the power to defeat him. Section 5. The deceptive charm of Delilah, a love that led to betrayal. Among the Philistine women who captivated Samson's heart, none were as cunning and treacherous as Delilah. Her beauty and charm were a veil for a manipulative scheme orchestrated by the Philistine rulers. They bribed her to uncover the secret of Samson's extraordinary strength. Delilah pretended to love Samson. She showered him with affection and feigned concern for his well-being. She skillfully chipped away at his resolve. She used his love for her against him. Time and again she questioned him about the source of his strength. Each time he gave her a false answer, she would alert the Philistine rulers. They lay in wait, ready to seize him. Section 6. Shorn of strength, blinded by love, Samson's humiliation and imprisonment. After repeated attempts to deceive Delilah, Samson finally succumbed to her relentless pressure. Blinded by what he believed to be love, he revealed the secret of his strength, his uncut hair. It was a moment of weakness, a betrayal of his sacred vow, and a catastrophic error in judgment. As Samson slept, Delilah summoned a Philistine who shaved off his 7 locks of hair. With his Nazirite vow broken, Samson's strength abandoned him. He had become vulnerable. The Philistines seized him, gouged out his eyes, and took him captive. The once mighty judge of Israel was now a blind and humiliated prisoner.